Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video I want to showcase my new cutscene editor plugin, and I'm so excited to show it for you guys because I really worked so hard at it, like 4 days that passed, and like I written like 2000 lines of code, so it really wasn't easy, but really I was so excited and determined to make such plugin, and here we are. I already made it and I'm going to show it for you right now. So let's just switch to the screen recording, and here you go. You're going to go to the channel, the description of this video, and you're going to find this link. Okay, so you're going to click on that link and you'll be here in this page, Codes Otaku Cutscene. Now you just install this plugin like this. You wait a little bit until the studio launch and install the plugin for you. Of course, this is the first version of this plugin, so don't expect like perfect plugin, I mean, especially in bugs, you know. So installation complete. Codes Otaku Cutscene successfully installed. Okay, now I'll just make a castle place here so we can make our first cutscene, and I'm so excited to show you. Alright, and here you go. Well, I already have the cutscene on. Now at first you're going to find it like this. Okay, so you just click on cutscene plugin in Codes Otaku plugins toolbar. You just click it and here you go, the UI of the plugin. Good. Now just make sure the output is on your side so you can see if there is any error or something unusual, you know. Okay, now let's make a little cutscene here. So in the workspace, alright, let's just make our little cutscene. So we're going to position your camera how you want it to be. Well, first of all, let's create a cutscene. Let's call it, for example, tutorial. Create or select cutscene, and here you go. As you see, cutscenes folder got inserted into workspace with tutorial folder inside it and cameras in program. Now the main button that you have is capture camera position, which you can click this button or press the space key. There is multiple keys that you can use in order to manipulate your data or your cutscene data. Alright, now we have the fob, as you see, but looks like 70 is the best thing for us, I guess. Let's just stay with 70, the default fob or field of view. There's also tilt, as you see, but I'll just keep it as 0 because I don't need that actually, at least for now. There's the reset button, which removes all the cameras, but here there's no cameras right now, so there's no need to do it. Undo capture will undo the last captured camera. There's also transition, there's delay, duration, type, linear or sine or whichever, like the type of movement, I mean, and here the direction of the movement, in and out or out. Here is the record utility here. Well, simply when you press start, it plays or capture the camera position every set of interval of seconds that you set here. Of course, you can also pause it, resume it, and stop it. For the cutscene player, here where you actually play or preview your cutscene in Studio, so you don't need to actually go into play mode and test it up. You can just test it here and you're going to be fine. So now we can capture the camera position using two methods. The first one is clicking the button. Second one is pressing space. Also, you have align camera to port, which I'm going to show you later on. Set camera subject. Now, when you press capture camera position, it's going to put it exactly like it's going to look at what you're looking at, what your current camera is looking at. But if you set a camera subject, like you click, for example, this kind of thing, alright, you click a part, you should make sure to click a part. Use Alt to select a part that are inside the model. Okay, and then you do set camera subject like this. So now that's the camera subject right there. So, but well, let's just clear it up because I don't need it right now. There's also lookup part, which, for example, if you click a part, for example, let's click that and let's do look at part. Now my camera will look exactly at that specific part. Now you'll notice that you can't actually move your camera around, like you can't rotate it anymore. But when you move, you're going to get free from that. So yeah, just as a side note. Now let's just press space, and here we go. We got our first camera capture. But hey, actually, let's set up some properties. Well, the duration, I'll set it to 0 so the camera will snap instantly into the first camera without any movement, because I want the cutscene, when it gets played, instantly it snaps into the first camera position. So for the delay, I don't need any delay for the first camera position, at least. As I said, the type doesn't matter here because really the duration is 0, so there's no movements, which means there's no point in setting the type anyway. But yeah, now the record. Now this is the utility that helps you record. Well, what it does, simply it triggers the capture camera position every setup intervals. Okay, well, I'm not going to use that here, but you can use it and try it on your own. It's pretty quite cool, and maybe I'll show you it later on. So, and here the cutscene player, here where you can preview your cutscene. Now let's capture our first camera position, and here we go. Let's move just a little bit, like maybe here, you know. Okay, maybe just a little far. And for the movement, I'll go with sine. Okay, for the duration, I'll go with 10, I guess. The delay, well, how much time you want the camera to sit here? Well, I don't really want it to sit here, so I'll just leave it at 0. Okay, now let's just capture the camera position. Here we go. Now we can preview our cutscene, and as you see, when I click to play, it automatically previews my progress here. And as you see, even the FOV or field of view of the camera gets tweened. Of course, you can't control its movement like its tween type. It's by default just sign, but you can change it in the module. And by the way, the cutscene module is open source, and by the way, this generate script will generate scripts for you, so you as a designer, you don't need to actually code unless if you want some specific behavior. But later on, I'm going to add some new features that going to define the behavior, like when to play the cutscene and when to pause it and when to stop it by using some kind of custom visual interpreter or like visual code, you know. But anyway, for now, and as you see, here's the playback. Here you see how much time the cutscene will get and stuff like that. But yeah, let's go just further. And maybe let's leave the same duration for the FOV. I'll just do, for example, 60, just to show you here. Let's tilt a little bit. Let's try tilting, okay? And let's capture camera position. And as you see, here is your camera positions. Good enough. Now let's just play this pretty fast. Let's see how it looks. You can also pause, as you see, and you can resume, and you can stop it. And here you see how much progress you have so far in the cutscene, and as you see, it works just perfectly fine. Let's do something like this, and then capture the camera position, and let's just do some delay so the camera will stop here. For you can use the scale tool to change the sound. Let's go with delay 5, right? And then duration, I just go with 2 or 3. Let's just go with actually 3. Okay, type, let's go with something else like exponential. Okay, let's make sure that is set into in out, and I'll use space. By the way, I'll just set the fog a little bit so I can see all these stuff, and let's just press space to capture the camera position. Alright, let's just reset the tilt here. And if you got your camera locked on, you can just move around like this and it's going to get locked out. Alright, so I'll just do something like, no need actually. Just do something like this, and just the delay, no need for a delay here, I guess. Maybe just 1 delay. Well, for precise, I'll just type it here, and let's press enter. The duration, well, let's get 5 there. For the type, let's go with something like let's go with elastic, maybe, just to see how it is. and let's capture camera position. As you see, it's great. Okay, let's just set the fob out even more, something like that. Let's tilt it a little bit. Alright, and then don't need any delay here, at least I guess so. Okay, type, let's go with back maybe. Let's try it out. Just make sure to click this so you can release your mouse. And let's do maybe here out, and then yeah, you should be fine. Capture camera position. Here you go. Let's just set back the fob to 70 actually. Let's just go into those mountains, for example. Right here, I'll do sine movement. I'll get the duration up like 10, and the delay, let's sit here for 4 seconds, for example. Okay. And then let's just capture the camera position, I guess. No need for tilting. Capture camera position. Let's get some fob going. The duration is going to be like 3. The delay won't have any delay actually. Here I'll do in out, even though it's not going to matter too much. I'll just set this to 1. Because here I'm just changing the field of view actually, so there's no kind of movements, But anyway, let's just set back my fob into 70, and let's hop on into the spawn location. And because I don't want the camera to go through walls, I'll just capture it here, okay? First of all, I'll capture it here. I don't want any delay. Duration 3. Then in out type, let's just go with sine. Or let's try bounce. Okay, let's capture, let's just get some delay on capture camera position. And finally, the last key or camera here. And just duration delay 1. Let's do delay 0. Let's just capture camera position. Out. Interval 5. No need for that. Okay. Let's just look at bar. I can use it here. right? Then let's just make sure to tilt, and let's capture, and here we go. However, it looks like it didn't really, well, let's just do the capture, and let's capture again. Okay, now it looks, well, I'm not sure why it looks there now, but anyway, let's just play this and let's see how it is. As you see, it snaps instantly into the first camera location, and here we go. By the way, don't even need the Explorer properties or output. You just need the plugin. Oh man, that's crazy. You can make some great films with this, you know. Like, if you're a really good designer and you know how to compose such things. I'm not the best in this, but yeah. Oh man, some transitions doesn't work with others, so as you see, it stopped. Okay, that looks great. By the way, if you want to fine-tune some kind of bar, you can just use Roblox tools to rotate it, you know. I don't know, I'm not sure why this doesn't really capture the camera position perfectly, but yeah, you can just use this and you'll be fine. You can also use align camera to bar, and you're going to see what's the camera actually will look like. As you see, good enough. Now that's okay for now. Let's just do another tutorial actually. Okay, I'm going to create a new cutscene here. So right now I'm going to use the record tool to create a fast cutscene. I use sign for this. I'll use in and out. I'll have by the way, the last cutscene was have the duration of 60, which means 1 minute. You can also use this speed, but I'll use it right now because I really forgot about it. But anyway, okay, so delay, let's go with 1 delay, duration 3. Well, I'm not sure about this. Let's go with 5, okay? Type sign, and I'll leave the interval as 5 here, and I'll start. Here we go, 5 seconds passed. Now every 5 seconds it's going to actually capture something. Alright, just stop. I mean here actually. Well, and let's just play. Yeah, because the first camera I didn't set its duration to 0, so that's why it takes some time to actually get into the camera. So as you see, it works just fine. This is for fast cutscenes, I mean, or just if you want to lay down the parts. Of course, by the way, this plugin is just a helper for you. You can also just set properties and stuff or edit them in the part itself. So if you select for example this, as you see, it's in cameras. For tutorial 2 there is 6 cameras, and for tutorial 1 there is 9 cameras. Okay, by the way, let's use the speed. Let's use for example 5, which means, okay, anyway, let's just, as you see, here is the cutscene played 5 times faster. Here is 0. If you do 0.1, then the cutscene will go 10 times slower. But really, we don't want that. I don't want to wait all this. As you see, it's moving so slow. I think this is perfect for some great nature stuff, you know, and with loading screen mixed, it's going to give a really good looking thing, you know. But anyway, let's just stop this because I don't really want to keep there for the whole thing. And as I said, you can also edit your cameras yourself. How? Well, just get your properties and your explorer, right? I get my properties here or here, okay? And for example, here's the every camera have like 5 values, and you can also set its sequence. Now if I pressed F, I'm going to teleport into the camera, okay? And I can move it around, I can rotate it, you know, and do everything with it to change the camera C-frame or camera position. You have the fog, so the target field of view for this specific camera. Transition delay. Now this is the transition delay that we were setting in the plugin itself. Here is the transition direction, transition duration, and transition type. You can set it all from the value and you'll be fine. But it's just better to use the plugin because it's far more convenient for you. But anyway, so let's open up the plugin again, and I'll select my first cutscene, okay? Here we go. And I'll just delete the tutorial 2 actually. It's not really needed, you know. Okay, now let's just play this again. Okay, anyway. So I'm going to generate the script here. So simply what this generate script does, it gives you the module inside the replicated storage, okay? And inside the starter player scripts, it gives you the local script that's actually going to play your cutscene. Now just make sure to set the speed here. I'll set it to 1 because I want it as 1, and I'll generate script. And as you see, codes Otaku folder in replicated storage with the cutscene module. Feel free to change any code if you're knowing what to do or what you're doing. So as you see, there's 241 lines just in the module. This module is the one that actually first of all, it parses, convert the folder into a table that itself can actually play. But yeah, anyway, and starter player scripts, and as you see, you're going to find a local script, name it with your cutscene. Okay, so as you see here, the services repeat wait until workspace.current camera, wait until camera is found. Now here the constructor camera is workspace.current camera as always. Looping, well, I don't want it to loop, so I just set it to false. You can set it to true or false depending on you. The speed here is from your properties, so as you see it's here 1. Loading, here's the cutscene folder. You should set it here, it's already set by the plugin for you. So workspace.cutscenes.tutorial, the folder that contains the cutscene data. Local destroy equal to true. Now destroy folder after loading. You don't want your player to see your camera floating around. Now what this does is that when you actually load the camera or load the cutscene folder, do you want to destroy that folder or not? Well, basically you're going to want to do that, unless if you're, for example, debugging or something like that, because you don't want the folder to stay there and the player will see it as floating or whatever. Now no yield equal to false. Generally you want this to be set to false because loading takes a little bit of time and you don't want to interact with the cutscene when it's not loaded. There's also safe mode, which is set to true here, as you see, by the plugin itself. This is advised to be turned on, especially if the cutscene folder is too big to load at one frame. When turned on, it loads a camera every frame, not all at once. Here the cutscene module and demo. Here we're creating the cutscene object. Okay, so cutscene.new, we're giving it the camera as the first parameter, looping if it's going to loop as the second parameter, and speed as the third parameter. You can also use just demo.speed or just set the property yourself, but here I passed it in the constructor. You can also just pass the camera, it doesn't really mind having no looping and speed set, because if not, then you're just going to set those values into the default values. Now demo load. Now here I'm loading the cutscene data, so cutscene folder, which is the tutorial folder that the plugin made, destroy, no yield, and safe mode. So I am passing those variables that I talked about, or parameters that I just said about. So anyway, demo play. Now here, when you run this function or execute this function, the demo will start playing. Like when you click here, it start playing, but just make sure to update the cutscene every frame or whatever. Just make sure to update it so you can see the camera actually moving around. So yeah, now update cutscene using run service, passing delta or the elapsed time since the last loop call, which is in this case the elapsed time since the last frame. Note that no updating the cutscene will update and move forward. Updating every frame will give you the best result, which means it's best to use run service.render stepped event. Now every update to the cutscene will update its properties and update the camera accordingly based on delta passed. So as you see, run service.render stepped connect function delta. So render stepped gives us a delta, and we do demo, which is the cutscene object that we created and loaded. By the way, so, yeah, anyway, also there is some events on this module that you can check. But anyway, so demo, update, and I pass in the delta. Now I'm going to end this video right here. I hope you enjoyed this plugin. I really made a lot of efforts and put a lot of my time into this plugin. So if you want to support, well, this plugin is for everyone. It's free, it's completely free, and probably it's going to stay free, and there are going to be some new features coming on. Now if you want to support me, well, simply support my channel. That's all I want. And also make sure to develop yourself and love what you're doing. It's all about loving what you do and just practicing. Like, that's all. There's no secret about it. Like, no, by the way, a lot of people asks about how to learn to code. Well, simply, there is a lot of methods that can work for you. Well, it depends on your mentality and the way you learn. Some like learns more in videos, some learns more in wikis, some prefers books. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. My preferred way is reading the wiki about any function or property that I want to know more about, or for example a language or an engine, because right now every engine have an API in the wiki. Or I read the source or the code of other people. Now you can use my here you can read my module and understand it, and you're going to have some more knowledge, maybe, at least if you're in my level. But like, there's always more to learn, even from beginners, you know. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and see ya later.